Here in Nashville, we have 168 schools.
We have about 88,000 students. 124 languages are spoken. We have historically had over 70% economically disadvantaged in our district. In some of the schools, we had lots of tension, some frustrations, just realizing that we weren't meeting the needs of all of our students. There wasn't an emphasis or a focus on social emotional learning. My first year, I had a principal come up to me. He said, "Kyla, I completely agree with social emotional learning and I love the work you're doing, but I don't do hugs, so we're not gonna do this at my school." And so it really made me pause and reflect and think, we don't even have a common definition of what social emotional learning is.
Are we willing to work hard today?
So we worked on our definition for the district. We say that social emotional learning are the skills that students and adults have in order to be lifelong learners. So their self-awareness, their self-management, relationship skills, responsible decision-making, and social awareness.
There's a huge and growing body of research that shows that all great learning happens in social context.
I had one question.
So you really can't divorce the social and emotional from the learning.
How they just probably said hello to her just to, so they how the effect they have in their
Let's
head.
answer some of these questions. Like, have y'all ever feel like an outcast?
Social emotional learning is really about knowing who we are as individuals and giving us the skills we need to interact with other people in emotionally healthy ways.
Why SEL is not separate.
Who in here was stressed the last 2 weeks?
It's not just a time that you might start a 5-minute lesson and do an SEL thing at the beginning of class and then that's where we leave it.
This line right here says,
When you're going in and seeing a Socratic circle, they're demonstrating the ability to communicate. And that is an SEL strategy. That is helping them develop that ability in a more effective way. It needs to be ingrained and looked at in all parts of the things that we do in the school day.
It also has really positive impacts on culture. It helps build the skills and mindsets that kids need and also adults need to be pushed with to be their best versions of themselves.
Doing all right today?
The district has supported us wholly. They've given us the green light to do things that are innovative. And through our SEL department, we have a great team that can come to the schools. Sometimes it's just a word of encouragement, or can we come and see and give feedback?
We have created a walkthrough rubric, helping schools see where they are with the implementation process, and then we can support the school at their level.
That really identifies SEL best practice in 3 broad areas. So first we're looking at school-wide community. Is it inclusive? How welcome do visitors feel? How welcoming is it to the students? Does it feel like this space belongs to the students? We also look at classroom instruction. So how are teachers explicitly integrating SEL in academics? The teacher needs to know that, oh, they expect that I'm going to make an engaging, active, and interactive classroom environment. And then the third area we look at with these walkthroughs, classroom environment management discipline. What are practices and policies that are creating disparate discipline, that are disenfranchising students, and preventing those students who need school most from being in school every day? Now we have much clearer protocols and expectations around restorative practices in our schools.
Across elementary, middle, and high school, you will see our students in circles, talking and sharing.
One commitment I value is keeping myself.
Other practices are group work, really working together on a project. Also making sure that there are clear rules, definitions, and procedures in place so that students know what the expectations are of them and have that common language among the teachers, the students, and the community.
Our goal is to understand together what each person's situation is, because this is a learning process, okay?
Every school receives ACEs awareness training.
So what happened? And then we're gonna talk about it.
ACEs are adverse childhood experiences.
There's a lot of research out, and there's a whole list of things that are considered to be events in kids' lives that can cause trauma.
What do you like? I want.
And so in order to reverse that trauma, you have to do some very intentional things.
You guys have changed and grown up so much this year. And I'm
So every school is really looking at how can we create these safe environments where kids want to come to school, where they can feel engaged, where teachers are supporting children who come from a background of trauma or chronic stress.
We saw that we really need to start with the adults. If we don't have the knowledge, it's hard to model something for our students.
Start with understanding that it isn't a program, it isn't a single strategy, it's a paradigm shift. It is understand the why behind it and be able to communicate that with the adults in the building.
Thank you so much, Allie.
It's our responsibility to think through, okay, how am I gonna make sure that I have good, strong relationships with everyone that I work with, and then model how to do that with my peers and with my colleagues.
Whenever we pull adults together, most of the time we're sitting in a circle.
There's so much potential there.
We're checking in with each other. We're doing a mindful practice.
In through your nose and out through your mouth.
So we're using those very strategies that we're asking teachers to go back to the classroom and use. I think a real positive about our district is that there's this top-down vision of how we want our schools to be. But there's also this grassroots kind of rising from the bottom where teachers are really being very proactive in advocating for students' SEL.
Breathe in, breathe out.
We have more and more principals and school leaders and teachers wanting to be trained in it and wanting more.
It was fantastic.
Fantastic.
In Tennessee, we're in transition right now. We have people in our state that don't believe that social emotional learning should be a part of our curriculum. And Metro School's still standing up going, this is what we need to do.
Classmate, okay?
Yep.
It values our work and it gives us the autonomy to say, you can do it. That takes courage and that takes the support of the district, and they've given that.
You had a perfect day? That's awesome.